Let's prepare a story in 10 days! Woohoo! Hi everyone, welcome back to Flush Books. I'm Angelina. We have 10 days left for Nanowrimo. Who's going to participate? Yeah, well, I am. But I'm actually just trying to get all these videos planned ahead. If you're new here and want to plan a story thoroughly in more than 10 days and join our community of, I'm going to call us flourishers, see what I did there? Yeah, make sure to check out my other recent videos and join us. We're all really busy people and want to outline our books in baby steps in the next couple of months before we start writing together as a community. But during the month of November, we don't have to actually write. We're mostly just planning, and planning is basically just staring off into space. Yeah, then jot down some words so you don't forget your thoughts. So if you want to try and write something else during Nanowrimo, here's an easy 5-step way to get a story ready to be written in the month of November. Of course, we're starting with an idea. I just uploaded an entire video on how to find an exciting new idea and how to make it even more unique. Please go ahead and watch it right here. The next step, if you already have an idea, is to try to sum up the story in one single sentence. And for that one sentence, try to figure out 3 things: who the protagonist is, what the main conflict is, and what's at stake. For instance, I'm just going to take the example I made up in my video on finding an idea, and I would first define who the hero is, so that would be the selfless protagonist with a deadly disease. Then the main conflict: an asteroid is about to hit their home planet, destroying everything, including all life. And the stakes: if people don't leave, they'll die, including the hero's wife, who's having mental health issues and refuses to leave. So I'd sum it up as follows. A man with a deadly disease is spending his last months trying to get people off their home planet because they're about to be hit by an asteroid, yet due to mental health issues, his wife refuses to leave. So we can already kind of see the picture forming in our heads, right? I think coming up with an idea and putting it into one sentence is something we can easily do in one day. So you already have covered 2 of the 5 steps. Step number 3 will probably take you a whole day or 2 because it's about meeting your characters. You probably already have an inkling of who your protagonist is, so now you have to give him or her flesh. Try and figure out what he or she looks like. Is there something unique or recognizable about them, and what are their values and goals in life? That's really important to know because the hero drives the story. Always remember that. Do the same for the most important side characters and the antagonist. By the way, the antagonist doesn't have to be a person. It can also be something inside your hero that holds him back from reaching his own goals, like a false belief or a flaw or quirk. Now that you know who your protagonist is and what kind of story you're going to put him or her through, you can start with step number 4, which is to look at the 3-act structure and figure out what the most important plot points are. So first, we need a hook. What's most interesting about your setting or your main character? Or maybe you already have an event in mind that would be a great introduction to your story. Then we need an inciting incident. That's an event that takes place during the first couple of chapters. The earlier the better. And it puts the protagonist into the main conflict of your story. By the end of Act 1, we need some sort of catalyst. Some call it the point of no return, some call it a game changer. So figure out what that would be for your story. Next, we need a midpoint. It's often called a moment of truth. And it usually involves a discovery or a revelation. Note that these are 2 different things. The one is active and the other is passive. So look for information your hero needs to get at this point to switch gears. And at the end of Act 2, we need an all is lost moment. The lead character has been trying to reach his goals, hopefully failing a lot because conflict and obstacles make a story interesting. Now he or she needs to reach rock bottom so we can prepare for the transition to Act 3, where we will have to work inevitably towards the hero's goal and the climax without further distractions. And then, of course, add the climax, which should be a clash of hero and villain. And after you've discovered these 6 big plot points, which will hopefully not take you longer than another 2 days, then you can jump to the next and final step to prepare your story for Nanowrimo, and that is adding in the rest of the scenes, like connect the dots. But always double check if your protagonist is likely to do the things you're planning for them to go through. Otherwise, you'll end up having a story with no main character to tell it through. This was where a lot of my personal roadblocks came from. Don't try to make the protagonist fit the story, make it the other way around. So yeah, there you have it. These are the 5 steps which you can definitely work through in 10 days. They are finding an idea, make a 1-sentence summary, create your characters, discover the main plot points, and fill in the rest of the scenes. Then you're ready to start writing! If, however, you think you can't do it in 10 days or you want to plan your story in more detail, you're welcome to join our writers group. There's a link to our Facebook group in the description below, and I'm uploading baby steps to outlining and writing fiction books with clear tasks at the end of each video. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified for our next baby step. Yeah, here's an overview of all the videos I've planned out so far, and I'm also giving out worksheets as we go, but I'll mention everything in each video. And now, happy writing! Bye!